Shalom, Bmore. I'm Officer 50 Matthias Bmore. This is Isupk Biblical Law class. We are the Isupk, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, coming out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We are under Commander General Yohana. We have been bringing this truth out since 1969, that blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians are the true Jews of the Bible, and that the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. This class, the biblical law class, is a very important one. It's very important because the laws of the Bible are something that we've never been taught as a nation. We've never been taught how to truly serve the Most High the way the Most High intended to be served. So it's very important that we get the understanding of what the law is, why we should keep it, and who should be keeping it. Like, who is the law for? You see what I'm saying? So tonight we're going to cover brotherhood, but we're going to show why brotherhood is so important, why the Most High requires brotherhood amongst the nation of Israel. And when I say brotherhood, that's sisterhood too. So if any sisters that's following along, brotherhood to other sisters, instead of fighting, instead of the bickering and the arguing and the fighting and the hating on each other, you feel me? Like, the Most High requires that the sisters show compassion and love for each other as well. So just giving us a little precursor, because I won't be saying sisterhood a lot, but the brotherhood amongst, Israel is a necessity in order for us to be who we're called to be. A lot of these nations, they want to be Israel so bad because they know the blessings that the Most High have in store for us once we come back to keeping His law, statutes, and commandments. They know what the blessings entails. We the only ones who don't. You see what I'm saying? But the Most High is dealing with Israel as a nation. He ain't dealing with these other nations like that. The covenant wasn't for them. The covenant was for the nation of Israel. So what we're going to do is we're going to get into the scriptures and prove, who the Most High is giving these laws to, and why brotherhood is so important, and it's a necessity amongst the children of Israel. If I could, I'm going to start off at Amos 3, verse 2. First person they get it, they can read, but it's going to show you that the Christian preachers and the Christian pastors, like the way that they taught our grandmothers and grandfathers and how it's been passed down to us, has been a lie since its inception. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's been false teaching since its inception. But now the Most High he's brought back the truth of His Bible back. You see what I'm saying? That's why this class is so important to do. And the only way we're going to get to it, you go in the closet and the Most High reveals everything to you, and you have your own personal relationship with the Most High. Now, you learn about the Most High by being taught by men who know the Most High. If I could, let me get that scripture, Baba Kashem.
Amos 3, verse 2. You only have I known of all the families of the earth.
Ye only have I known of all the families of the earth. There are 18 nations on the face of this earth. We're just 18 families on the face of this earth. And they say, ye only have I known of all families of the earth. So even though these other nations, they exist, the Most High is only dealing with us. The Most High is only concerned with us. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you have a kid, when you have a kid, your kid can be in the midst of several other kids. But you're watching your son, you're watching your daughter to make sure that they're behaving the way that you told them to make sure that they're being protected. You see what I'm saying? Like, you're looking at your seed, you're looking at your children. The Most High is dealing with us and only us. That's why it says, ye only have I known of all the families of the earth. But the Most High, He knows us. He knows us. He knows not only do He know our the good things about us, He knows the horrible things about us as well. And that's why He's given this law to keep us in line. We need a hedge around us. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, because without morals or without law, It's like we get carried away. You see what I'm saying? I remember Captain Tazariak, the analogy he used, was so dynamic because, if you got a front yard, we need that gate. Saying like you can play in that front yard, but don't go past this. What we need is we are the salt of the earth. You see what I'm saying? Everything that we do, we're gonna do it well. And these other nations, they copy off us. But the thing is like we need a moral compass to guide ourselves by, because if not, we have what we have today in our streets right now. We have a lot of murder, we have a lot of adultery, you see what I'm saying? And the reason for this being is because our people are not being taught properly. It's because of the leadership telling our people that they don't have to keep no laws, statutes, and commandments anymore. And this is the reason why we're suffering as a nation. If I could, let me get Zephaniah 2:1. The Most High is telling us. Come. Matter of fact, let's finish Amos. Let's go down and Amos 3:3. Let's get some more on that. Start at the top on Amos 3, verse 2 and 3.
Amos 3:2. You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities.
Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities. Hey, Salaki, somebody go show. Therefore, will I punish you for all your iniquities. In order to be punished for all your iniquities, that means that you've had to be taught the law. You see what I'm saying? Like, how can you be punished but you've never been taught not what to do and what not to do? In order for you to get punished, that means the Most High has sent his priests and prophets out and taught our people the law, statutes, and commandments of this Bible. And we decided to break those law, statutes, and commandments. That's why I say, you'll be punished for these things because we're the ones who receive the law. And that's very heavy because if you look at Esau, who is the modern day white man. If you look at Esau is the only man that profits from sin. He profits from wickedness. Hey, Shalom, sis. He profits from doing everything wicked under the sun. You see what I'm saying? Like when blacks, Hispanics, and Native, when we eat what we want to eat, we end up with high blood pressure, diabetes, gout, all these things. The white man do the same thing. You see what I'm saying? But he's not punished the way we're punished. Why? Because the Lord ain't dealing with him. The Lord is dealing with the nation of Israel. Just like when you tell your son, I don't want you standing on the corner. I don't want you standing with the dope dealers. When your son go out there, you're going to punish everybody out there? No, you're going to punish your son because you told him not to do something. You see what I'm saying? He willingly disobeyed. And this is what the Most High is doing with us. The fact that we're punished proves to you how great a father the Most High is. Because what father is going to let his child run over top of him? What father is going to allow his son or his daughter to do whatever they want to do and continuously bless them? That's not a good father. You see what I'm saying? The fact that we're being punished is the proof that the Most High is a great father. You see what I'm saying? But it's also proof that we're the children of the Most High because we're the ones being punished. We're the ones being killed. You see what I'm saying? And that's the way we got to do things. Like everybody want to be Israel until it's time to be Israel and get them curses. Everybody want the blessings, don't nobody want the curses. Everybody want to be a black man until you get pulled over by the police. And then his voice changed, and then well, I live out here, and this is my family's heritage, and like that's how they get down. Africans especially. You let an African, he want to be down with us so bad, but let him get pulled over. I'm this, that, I'm Wakanda. You see what I'm saying? Like that's when he start pulling them different cards out. Because every one of them, they want to cleave unto us for the blessings, but don't nobody want them curses. You see what I'm saying? Kabah?
Exactly. It's like with all these other nations, no matter what we go through, even if they go through the same thing, they don't want the heat that would come from us as if we broke the law. they want to claim their nationality, then they want to claim their own heritage. But when it comes to us and making that money, they all up in there. But let them get in trouble too. They claiming their people, they claiming immunity.
They want to reap the benefits, but they don't want the punishments that come along with it. If I could, let me get Zephaniah 2:1.
Come on, come.
It's like yeah, and that's why this class is so important, because we're going to show you why it's important to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. This is the whole purpose of this law class tonight. We're going to find out what the Most High requires of us in order to serve Him and to show Him that we love Him. Because right now, what we're trying to do is persuade the Most High to return back to us, because we've turned our backs on Him. So the very least that we can do is start keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, but we can't even do that if we don't know what they are. You got that? Got that scripture?
Come on, come.
Zephaniah 2:1. Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
Gather yourselves together. The Most High is telling the 12 tribes of Israel, like, for so long we've been separated. For so long, the Jamaicans, the Haitians, we've been separated from our Isupk, the Mexicans, and the Puerto Ricans. We're not the same. Like, we go at each other, we war with each other because we do not know we're one family. But the Most High is saying, gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together. O nation not desired. Every tribe that's on these signs are nations that's not desired. You see what I'm saying? Because these other nations, they want us because it's profitable to have us in their kingdom. You see what I'm saying? The only reason America is as wealthy as it is because we provided slave labor for them. You see what I'm saying? They beat our backs, and that's how America became great. You see what I'm saying? Like back in Egypt, we were slaves in Egypt. That's the only reason that Egypt was as powerful as they were, because they had us as slaves in it. So they know they need us in order to further their agendas and to further their kingdom. But these nations do not desire us.
Exactly. Just make a note of that. Deuteronomy 28:37 that say you will be a high word and a byword.
You'll be a high word and a byword. You see what I'm saying? Like when it comes to blacks, and especially when it comes to Hispanics, like I've been reading articles, because it kills me to my core when they talk about illegal immigration. They talk about our Isupk brothers. When our Isupk brothers are not nowhere close to the biggest illegal immigrants in this country. You see what I'm saying? Like the East Indian and the Asians, they are the biggest illegal immigrants in America to this day. But every time you hear of an ICE agent, every time you hear of illegal immigration, everyone's turning to our Mexicans, which is the tribe of Issachar in the Bible. You see what I'm saying? And it kills me because they'll bring up every statistic. They're bringing drugs in here and they're doing this, that, and the third. Do you not know that the East Indians are the ones who are snatching people off the streets and selling them into sex trafficking? You see what I'm saying? Like if you go to India and you go to these East Indian nations and these countries, that's what they're dealing with there. Thousands of young women, of young boys being abducted and kidnapped and sold into sex slavery, sold as slaves. You see what I'm saying? Like this is what they're doing. That's why it's happening here. But no one brings this out. If you look at these Japanese gangs, if you look at these Chinese gangs, they call them triads. I think the Japanese, they call them Yakuza. They are gangs, and they when I tell you, like all these laundromats that these Asians own, they are what you call trap houses. You see what I'm saying? That's the real trap house. These are the ones that's really smuggling the heroin and cocaine in. And not only that, they're smuggling in illegal immigrants to the tune of 100 to 200,000 a year here in America. But no one speaks of this. No one speaks of, the murders that these triads are doing. No one speaks of the Yakuza and what they're doing, because they have a nation. They're desired by someone. You see what I'm saying? We're not desired by anyone, so they feel like they can just do and put anything on us, But that's why the Most High has told us to gather ourselves together. You see what I'm saying? Like we don't have protection. You know why? Because the Most High is our protection. The Most High don't want nobody else protecting his kids. You see what I'm saying? But that's why we got to come back and keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. Because if another nation protected blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, whatever God they serve will become the God that we serve as a nation, and the Most High inhabitant. That's why it's so important that we come back to these scriptures. We come back to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. You had something on that, Bob? You want to add something on that?
Yeah, these other nations know who we are. They know how great we are. That's why, according to Psalms 83 and 3 to 18, they try to make Israel no more remembrance, because if we gather together, like it says in Zephaniah 2:1, under the banner of the Most High in Christ, then the Most High will see that we're trying to do his law, statute, commandments as they was given to us in the first place, and we shall be above all people that are on the face of the earth, like the scriptures say.
Deuteronomy 28:1. You listen diligently and hearken unto the word of the Lord thy God. He will place us above all nations on the face of the earth. You see what I'm saying? Right now, because we've rebelled against the Most High, because we stopped keeping his law, statutes, and commandments, we're at the very bottom. That's why Asia can come over here, and in the words of my man Kawan Palak, he comes right off the rice paddy, dirt poor. You see what I'm saying? Don't speak no English. He comes right off the boat with bringing his bed bugs and his stink bugs with him. He comes right into the hood, and in 3 weeks, he's richer than 2 to 3 generations of our people. You see what I'm saying? That's because we're on bottom. And that's why it's so pivotal that we come back to keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, because the Christian church is going to tell us that, the law was done away with. All you got to do is believe on Christ. Now, you got to believe on Christ, but how do you believe on Christ? You believe on Christ by keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. There's no other way. You see what I'm saying, Paul?
John 7 and 38.
Come.
Christ said, believe on me as the scriptures have said.
As the scriptures have said. As this Old Testament and New Testament has said. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can't have one without the other. If I could, let me get 1 John chapter 4:20. A lot of people, when they hear about us being Israelites, they make it seem like they'll say, "Oh, you're a cult, and you're this, that, and the third." Listen, we're speaking the words of this Bible. You can actually come here and ask questions and get real answers. You see what I'm saying? You can't do that in the Christian church. You can't do that in the Muslim mosque. You know why? Because these Christian pastors and these Muslim imams, they're not for our people. They hate black people.
They're liars.
They are liars. And we're gonna get all this in scripture, because I want the entire earth to see that these are not my words. These are the words of the Most High. Now, the way you're going to stomach these things, you just going to have to do it the way you do it. But at the end of the day, the scriptures say, spare not. You see what I'm saying? Like, we're not going to not say something because you don't want to hear it. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's arrogance. When the Most High gives us a scripture, it's like, go around the backside. When the Most High tells us something, and we decide that we're smarter than the Most High, and we're going to do it that way, that's what true arrogance is. You see what I'm saying? If I could, let me get 1 John 4:20. Brother Kashab.
Couldn't walk up. So I can come.
1 John 4 and 20. If a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother.
If a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother, this is what you hear so many Christians say. I love God with all my heart. I have a personal relationship with God. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is one of the staples in Christianity, We love God. We have personal relationships. We have private relationships because we love God. You see what I'm saying? But the Most High is going to tell you, if you love him, but you hate your brother, what does the Most High say? Brother Show?
He is a liar.
He is a liar. You see what I'm saying? This is what you're going to get in the Christian church. And this is the spirit that's been put on our people because we've listened to these false apostles. We've listened to these false preachers and these false leaders of God, and he is a liar. This is the same spirit that we have in our people right now because we've been taught by our black leaders to be this way with each other.
The Christian church teaches you how to hate not only your own people, but your actual brother, just like they teach sisters how to hate their man in these churches, how to hate their fellow brother. Because a Christian pastor or a pastor of religious denomination would say, oh, if they do this to you, you got to go ahead and ignore them. You don't ever have to speak to them. That's not what the Bible said, and that's not what Christ had taught how you to treat your brother.
And that's why it's so important, that we bring this out. Because a lot of people always say, well, why y'all speaking on the Christian church so much? What did they do to y'all? What did they do to our people? You see what I'm saying? Like, if you go to any hood, right, your brother gets shot, it's the Christian church fault. When you see the addicts strung out on coke and dope, you see what I'm saying? That is the Christian church's fault. That the leaders of our people, you see what I'm saying? They have caused our people this pain and this destruction. That's all.
John 7 and 30. Acts 7 and 38. The Most High does not dwell in temples made by hands, which means the Most High Spirit is not in these religious denominational churches.
And in the scriptures, it tells you that these religions are broken cisterns. They are broken cisterns. You see what I'm saying? They are broken because the truth is not.
For he that loveth not his brother whom he hath seen, how can he love God whom he hath not seen?
But how can you love, for he that loveth not his brother, you hate your brother, but you say you love God who you don't even see. How can you do this? You see what I'm saying? That brother that you know he's struggling just like you. You know the pain that your brother has been through. You feel me? He do something to offend you and make a little mistake, yet you still hate him. But you call yourself loving God? This is a direct correlation with white supremacy. This is the culture and this is the spirit of the white man. You feel me? To hate his brother, but yet say he loves God. You can't do both. You see what I'm saying? That's why the Christian church, as well as the Muslim mosque, are both vessels of white supremacy. They are conduits of white supremacy. You see what I'm saying? They carry forth the same spirit that the devil carried. Because that's who their father is. You see what I'm saying? That's why they tell our people we're not supposed to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments no more, and it's done away with. That's why they say we can eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. We can do whatever we want to do under the sun. You feel me? That's because they're learning from their father, who is the devil, who is the white man. Esau in the scriptures, the white man to this day. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of times these black leaders, they feel so superior to the common black man. You see what I'm saying? They walk around their big bow ties and their big suits, their big old hats and big Cadillacs, you see what I'm saying? And they feel like they're a better Negro than you are. You see what I'm saying? You're beneath me. You see what I'm saying? When truly, if you're in leadership, you're supposed to be serving. Leadership is not about you do what the hell I tell you to do. I'm better than you. I eat, No, when Christ was here, Christ served the men underneath him, under him. You see what I'm saying? So who are we to feel like, because I'm in leadership, you see what I'm saying, I'm going to dug the men under me. You can do that because that's the spirit of the white man. That's not the spirit of the Most High. And that's how you know that these Christian pastors and these Christian churches are the house of Satan. Bro?
You ask these pastors and preachers today in the churches, in these religious denominational churches, what is their job today? And they'll tell you anything under the sun just so they can get their money. But Isaiah 49 and 6 tell you what their job is. It says, "For it's the least thing to be my servant and raise up the 12 tribes of Israel."
Yeah, that's why they're what you call hoes. You see what I'm saying? They are prostitutes. You see what I'm saying? Like what a prostitute do is she beguiles a man. You see what I'm saying? She tells him every little good thing that he wants to hear. She strokes his ego. You see what I'm saying? Because she's trying to get that money about him. That's the same thing. But she has a pimp. She has a pimp right there that's putting her in those streets as well. You see what I'm saying? The Christian pastor do too. The Muslim imam do too. You see what I'm saying? He's going to tell you. That's why you go to the Christian church. You're going to come out feeling like you had conquered the world. You're going to come out feeling so good about yourself. You know, dancing and singing and beating a tambourine and stuff like that. Meanwhile, as soon as you walk out that church, you're destroyed. You're going to go right back to the same hellhole you came in on. You see what I'm saying? Because what they do, like dealing with a prostitute, you have that temporary pleasure, but then you realize your life is still as bad as it was before you got with her. That little thrill is now over with. You see what I'm saying? Now you got more issues because she didn't give you something. You see what I'm saying? Like that's the truth of it, and that's what the Christian church do. You go into the Christian church, they're gonna tell you everything that they're gonna squeeze that money out of you. You see what I'm saying? They're gonna hustle that money out of you. And you know what? They're gonna turn you into a homosexual, by the way. You see what I'm saying? They're gonna take your sons and daughters back into the altar and they're gonna do what they do with them. You feel me? Let the man not be making more money than a woman. He's gonna tell that woman that she's not equally yoked. You see what I'm saying? Like that's what they do in the Christian church. That's why they are prostitutes. They are hoes. Straight like that. Boy.
Exactly. And because these churches are not teaching the truth, it is like a prostitute pimp relationship. One night full of pleasure lead to a lifetime of pain.
Come on. That's what happens. You know, you sleep with that prostitute, you catch the bug. Hey, that's what happens. You see what I'm saying? If I could, let me get verse 21, publisher. John 4 and 21.
God. 1 John 4 and 21. And this commandment had we from him, that he who loveth God loveth his brother also.
And this commandment had we from him, that he who loveth God love his brother also. Like it's impossible. It is impossible to love God without loving your brother. You see what I'm saying? That's why, like when you see your brother, like it shouldn't be a situation where it's like you look at your brother the same way and you show him the same respect according to these scriptures the same way you would show the Most High. You see what I'm saying? Because what is love? What is love? Like what does it mean to love your brother? You see what I'm saying? Like to love the Most High means to keep his law, statutes, and commandments. So to love your brother, that means you deal with your brother according to these laws, statutes, and commandments. You see what I'm saying? Like you're not gonna misuse your brother. Why? Because the law said you're not supposed to. You're not going to sleep with your brother's wife. Why? Because the law said you're not supposed to. You see what I'm saying? And this is the love of God. And this is how we love our brother by following these law, statutes, and commandments. You follow me? And this is what we've gotten away from by being in all these different religions. We've gotten away from these core values that built our nation. You see what I'm saying? Like we are a mighty nation right here. We are a holy nation, which means we are a separate nation. There is not a nation on the face of this earth comparable to the black man, comparable to the black woman. You see what I'm saying? When I say black, that's including every tribe on these signs. You know what I mean? You're black, Hispanic, Native American, Indian, Dominican, Haitian, you are great. You're greater than any nation on the face of this earth. What other people do you know can go through what the black man has been through and still got a vibe the way we got? You see what I'm saying? Nobody can do it. The African, he'd have ate himself by now. The white man would have jumped off the closest bridge after he killed everybody in his proximity. You see what I'm saying? The Asians, they weak as hell. I don't know what the hell they'd have done. They would just disintegrate. You see what I'm saying? The East Indians are cowards. You see what I'm saying? Like these nations are so weak. We go through everything under the sun, And you know what? We still bounce back. You feel me? Because we are the salt of the earth. We are the children of the Most High. They don't got the same sauce that we got. They suckers for real, you see what I'm saying? Like in my hood, we say, man, they ain't nothing but blow pop, straight suckers, you feel me? Like that's what we say about them, and that's what they are. Like the shooter who just went up in down in what was it? Yeah, the Walmart one in what's that, El Paso? Yeah, the one he went down there and he put on a Facebook post, surrender is worse than death. So when you hear that, he's supposed to go out in a blaze of fire, right? He's supposed to have a shootout with the police now. This coward dropped his gun. You see what I'm saying? He drove 9 hours to kill Hispanics. Say he gonna go out in a blaze of glory, and then when it got real for him, he dropped his gun, put his hands up. Hands up, don't shoot them. You see what I'm saying? They are suckers. They are cowards. You feel me? You just opened up on everybody in the Walmart. You feel me? Now you want your life spared? You see what I'm saying? How cowardly can you be? It's disgusting. You see what I'm saying? And this is the spirit of the white man. And this is also the spirit of these other nations too. You see what I'm saying? They're weaker than him.
You know what would be the ultimate irony for what that Edomite did to our brothers in El Paso? Is that he go to jail, and in El Paso ain't nothing but our Hispanic brothers in the jail. So surprise.
But they ain't gonna do that for him.
Exactly.
They go, they might give him a luxury resort or something, because truthfully, like they'll kill one. Like the scriptures say, they don't have no respect for our old or for our young. You could have a little boy that's 8, 9, 10 years old, you see what I'm saying, playing with a toy gun with the orange cap still in it, and it will blow his brains out in a matter of a second. This dude showed you what he was about. He shot that whole joint up, and guess what? He ain't got a bruise on his body. You know why? Because they felt compassion for him. The police has felt compassion for what he just did. They understood why he did what he did. You see what I'm saying? Because guess what? They're the devil just as he is.
With Dylan Roof, they took him to McDonald's.
No, they took him to Burger King. They told him, have it your way. You see what I'm saying? They say, have it your way, that basket. You see what I'm saying? Like, do you know the psychological damage that occurs within our people when a person can just walk up into your place of worship, shoot it up, kill you, and then he gets a reward directly after that from the people that's supposed to be protecting you. You see what I'm saying? The scriptures say, my people, the gates of my people languish. You see what I'm saying? We don't have no protection. The Most High is our protection. The Most High is our covering. And this is why we got to come back to these law, statutes, and commandments. And that's why we got to go at the Christian church the way we do. That's why we got to go at the Muslim mosque the way we do. That's why we got to go at these 5%ers and all these different this, that, and the third and stuff. We got to go at them like that because what they're teaching our people is causing our people to literally die. It's causing our people to be shot. It's causing our sisters and our young kids to be raped and molested. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's a direct correlation between it. Our people being taught that the dietary laws are done away with. You can eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. And next thing you know, we got gout. We got to get a leg cut off or something like that. We falling down and dropping dead of hypertension at the age of 35 or 40. You see what I'm saying? We having strokes left and right, diabetes. You see what I'm saying? It's a direct correlation of being told that you can do whatever you want to do under the sun, just accept Jesus in your life.
That movie that was made called Soul Food, that should have taught us a lesson that we can't do what we want to and we can't eat what we want to. Because out of the whole irony of that, Big Mama went ahead and was fixing food that most of it was unlawful, and she ate it. She died in the hospital in the bed with both her legs amputated. But nobody in the family had learned the lesson because they went ahead and fixed the same food for dinner again.
And that's what happened, Never mind the fact that she been eating all this pork and she had to get both of her thighs cut off. Never mind that. Oh, we gotta put that pork up in us, you feel me? We gotta go to this crab feast. We gotta have that shrimp salad sandwich. You see what I'm saying? For what? Our people are doing this because the Christian pastors are doing it. And they're telling our people it's okay to do it. And that's why we gotta bring this out. If I could, let me get Matthew 25 and 40, Brother Chef. And these things are coming directly out of the scriptures. You know, a lot of people like to say, you know, that we're hateful and we're this, that, and the third. Like, if that's the case, you feel me? You gotta say that the Most High is racist. You gotta say that the Most High is hateful. You gotta say that the Most High is an occult himself. You see what I'm saying? And if that's the case, and we're reading directly out of the Bible, who are you serving? You see what I'm saying? Like, who's your master? You can't serve two. You can only serve one. Who do you serve? We know who we serve. That's in scripture too. Like I'm not just saying this. You see what I'm saying? Like these are the things that's been written for our people. These are the things we've been taught to do. You got that scripture, Brother Sean?
Matthew 25 and 40. And the king shall answer and say unto them, verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of my brethren, ye have done it unto me.
And as much as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it to me. Like right now, if you look at who's considered the least, you know, let's see who's considered the greatest amongst us. You feel me? Your Jamal Bryant, he's considered a great man of God. You see what I'm saying? You got your T.D. Jakes you got T.D. Jakes, who is as effeminate as they come.
Yes.
You know, homosexual vibe all on this man. You see what I'm saying? You got your Creflo Dollars. You see what I'm saying? Like, you got all these so-called black leaders, black preachers, black pastors. Slide over something. You see what I'm saying? They're called great right now. But who's called the least? You and I. You see what I'm saying? We're called the least, the brothers in the hood. You know, brothers who don't want to come to church, they're considered least. Brothers who may be struggling with a job, you feel me? Oh, you got to pull yourself by the bootstraps, you feel me? Like, you know, you're being a bum, you know? This is what you get from these so-called leaders of black people. You see what I'm saying? You got to work hard. You know, you got to get up early in the morning. Like, that's considered the least. Come on.
Yeah.
Awesome.
How in the heck is the Christian church calling our people who is undesired bums when we bring in the most money into the church, even though we don't realize that they collecting tithes according to the scriptures? Malachi 3 and 8, they collecting tithes and we giving our money so that they can live deliciously.
Got on time. But they living deliciously off of us.
Exactly.
But the thing is, guess what? They hate us. You feel me? Like they hate us. And why do they hate us? Because they follow the doctrine of white supremacy. That is the correlation between everything. If you see the sins that we're committing against one another, like we just had a lady come up against the camp and she say, black men need to learn how to they need to be in the house and raise their children. They need to do that. What about the black man killing the black man? Now, a person can say that, but they don't want the real response. They don't want the real answer. They don't want the real solution. You see what I'm saying? They want you to hate your brother the same way that they hate the brother. But when you put blame on the person that it really belongs, no one can take that. If you say, that brother right there, in our hoods, we're killing each other because of the white man. Now, a person say that, be like, well, how? How can you be, you know, how is it the white man's fault? You the one pulling the trigger. It's the white man's fault because according to his policy, he developed laws to kick the black man out of the house. Like people forget about the things that our nation has been through. People say slavery like it's like when people say slavery, there's no compassion and it's no compassion for it. Let you say the Holocaust. Like let you say the Holocaust, people get nervous. You see what I'm saying? In some countries, people you can go to jail for speaking ill about the Holocaust. But let you say slavery, come on, man, get over that. Like, come on, man. Hey, let's get over this. You feel me? That's why I don't like just using the term slavery. I like saying, hey, you remember how they used to cut out sisters' stomachs open and pull the fetuses out of their bellies and stuff like that, take the babies out, bash their heads against bricks. You do remember that, right? You do remember how they would take the black man and they would stretch him and they would rape him in front of his family. You do remember that, right? But no one went to jail behind these crimes of humanity that the white man has committed against our people. You do know that our babies was used as alligator bait, right? You do remember that, right? You see what I'm saying? Like, don't just say slavery and pass by like it wasn't nothing. You see what I'm saying? You know how many brothers and sisters had to jump off the boat? You see what I'm saying? And they suffered excruciating pain and death, you feel me, because they didn't want to be under this white man. Imagine being on them transatlantic slave ships, you feel me? And the sister, she got to defecate or she got to be on her cycle next to a man. You see what I'm saying? Like, imagine the torture that our people have been through. You want to tell me, oh, that's done away with? How? Come on.
Exactly. And you so right about that, about the so-called white man, his policies. Daniel 7:25 say, and he shall speak great words against the Most High.
That's what he do. And that's from the laws of the Bible. Because when our people hear law, psychologically associated with the white man's law. And we know that the white man, he create laws to oppress us. So when we hear law, I ain't trying to do that. But what our people fail to realize is the laws that the Most High has given us, these laws are meant to bring us out of oppression and not just bring us out. These laws are meant to put us on these other nations. And that's why we got to come back to them. That's why we got to say, I'm not gonna sleep with my brother, sister. I'm not gonna, be a homosexual. I'm not gonna murder my brother because he looked at me wrong. We gotta start having this compassion for one another, and that starts by keeping these laws that you hate his brother. You can't do it. You feel me? Like, it's impossible to do it. In order to love God, you gotta love your brother. You gotta be a selfless individual. You see what I'm saying? You gotta be able to show mercy and compassion towards a fellow brother of yours who's going through the same hell that you're going through. You feel me? If you can't do that, how the hell can you say you love God? You can't. Yeah, in the scriptures, not me. The scriptures call you a liar. You see what I'm saying? You hating on the brother because he ain't got a job. You hating on the brother because he don't dress as fresh as you. You hating on the brother because he got better broad than yours. You see what I'm saying? But you love God though. You put your three-piece suit on with your alligator shoes, and you go and you drive your Benz to church and stuff like that. You sing on that homosexual ass choir. You see what I'm saying? But you love God? Nah, you don't love God. You're a liar. These ain't my words. These are the Most High words. You see what I'm saying? We got any more, nigga, bro?
Come on, come.
We can go to 41.
Come on, come.
Matthew 25:41. Then shall he say unto them on the left hand, depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels.
Then he said also, them on the left hand. See, like this is where this is an indication or indicator of who he's speaking of, because you ever hear people like the way we talk biblical slang and we don't know it. When we say like, man, that's my right hand man right there, that's A1. That's your joint. That's your man right there. You say, man, that's my right hand, that's my A1, that's your man. You don't say, that's my left hand man right there. No one say, no, even left-handed people, they don't say that. Man, this is my right hand man right here. You feel me? That lets people know around you that they tight. You see what I'm saying? Like that brother got love for his right hand man. You see what I'm saying? Like they're what you call family. They brothers. So right here in this scripture saying, then shall he say also unto them on the left hand. So he's saying them on the left hand. So who is he talking about? I know you know, bro. You want to try, Austin? When the Most High say, then shall he say also to them on the left hand. Who's on the left hand? The right hand is supposed to be your brothers or your people you cool with. On the left hand would be who? It would be the white man. Who else? Give me one word to sum up all the other nations. Not Africans. No. No, I wouldn't say that. That they are, but a better word would be heathens. You see what I'm saying? So you got these heathens on the left hand. It say, depart from me. And he's talking to Israelites right now. Right now, he's talking to Israelites in this scripture. He's talking to the TD Jakes and the preferable dollars. Depart from me, ye cursed into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. We all know who the devil of the Bible is. Who's the devil of the Bible? The white man. The white man is the devil of the Bible. And what that means is, devil just means deceiver. Like, just to take all the mysticism off of it, like, devil just means deceiver. So you're prepared for the deceiver and his angels. You see what I'm saying? You are the devil's angels. The Christian pastors are the devil's messengers. You see what I'm saying? Because they're pushing forth his message. They're taking white supremacy and they're bringing it to us. You see what I'm saying? They're the ones delivering. Like, you don't see the Ku Klux Klans in the hood telling us that we ain't got to keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. But you do see the Christian pastor. You do see the Muslim imam. You see what I'm saying? And they're pushing the white man's agenda to a T. You feel me? Goodbye. Yeah, and that's what they're doing. They're pushing the white man's agenda. That's why they're his angels. You see what I'm saying? Has a then shall he say also to them on the left hand, depart from me, like get away from me. You see what I'm saying? Like the one thing about these so-called black leaders and just Christians, period, it's an arrogance about them that's disgusting to me. You know, they have an arrogance to where as though, despite the fact that they don't know the Most High, like they'll sit there and smother some pork chops and pork gravy. You feel me? But hey, you better not curse around me. You better not curse. Curse if you want to, you feel me? No profanity in my house. Now the real profanity is you smothering them pork chops. That's the real profanity. You see what I'm saying? And this is the Christian church. You know, and this is why they push this is why they are the vessels of white supremacy, because everything that the Most High say do, they do the opposite of. The Most High say, don't shave your beard. Let your beard grow to the fullest. If you can't grow it, you can't grow it. You feel me? No sweat. But if you can grow that beard, let it grow and let it grow glorious. You see what I'm saying? The white man say, you got to be clean shaven. You know, get all that hair off your face. You're looking crazy. You see what I'm saying? That's because he's pushing the agenda of his father. You see what I'm saying? He said, listen, we can go over here. Let's go to Red Lobster and take part in this feast. You know, let's get some shrimp sizzle. You see what I'm saying? Why? Because his daddy eats it. You see what I'm saying? And these are the same ones that when they see a brother on the corner, niggas. I can't stand me a nigga. Like, you'll forgive the white man for everything that he do under the sun. You know, white man to shoot up anything he wants to shoot up, and you'll see a Christian get on TV and say, you know what, we gotta forgive. We gotta turn the other cheek. You see what I'm saying? But let a brother sit on that Cadillac. They'll pull that pistol out their self. They do the time themselves, you see what I'm saying? Because that black life means nothing to him. Be why? Because he's the vessel of white supremacy. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's why I say, prepared for the devil and his angels. Like that's what this Christian church is. But and we're not gonna let these Muslims get off scot free either. Because these Muslims out here, I've honestly never seen a Muslim speak out of the Quran. Every Muslim I've seen, he wants to quote scripture. Come on.
And it's so prevalent that you brought that out because the Muslims, that's our people who don't believe in the Bible, the real Muslims over there in the Middle East don't even accept them. And you know, those so-called Muslims that claim that's our people that claim that they the ones who are the biggest drug dealers in the cities today.
Absolutely, and it's known. Like if we know that, everyone else on the face of the earth know that. But guess what? They're still allowed to function. Why? Because they're the vessel of white supremacy. The goal of white supremacy is the goal of white supremacy is to flood our communities and to flood our nations with coke and dope. You feel me? So that they can then arrest our black men and our black women. You see what I'm saying? So it's like it's fitting. Let's let the Muslims let's let the Muslim come in and sell a coke and dope out the Muslim mosque. You feel me? Like you're doing the bidding for the white man. You see what I'm saying? That way they can say, well, we didn't put that in your community. You sold them drugs. It was a scene from, I think it was Godfather. Was it Godfather? Where he was like, we're not going to get into drugs. He was like, send them down there to the blacks. Let them kill each other. They're savages anyway. And that's how it's looked. That's how it's viewed. You see what I'm saying? So people are doing that. You're only furthering white supremacy. If I could, let me get John chapter 13 and verse 34. Yeah, that's why these scriptures are so important. That's why it's so important to understand what is the law of God and understand how you're supposed to follow them. It's not good enough to say, just to believe on Jesus Christ. No, it's something you got to do. Like to love the Most High, love is not something that you just say. Love is something that you got to do. I can tell you I love you all day long. You feel me? If I'm shooting you in your back, that's what the white man do. And we just want to be equal. Every man made equal while he's shooting you in the back of your head, while he's raping your sons and daughters. You see what I'm saying? Like that's what he do. No, the Most High requires that we do something. We can't just say it out of our mouth, you feel me? And that's what real men do anyway.
First John 3 and 18, little children, let us not love in word.
I'm okay.
Oh, good. It's like
See, I'm going there soon. Let me get John 13 and 34.
God.
John 13 and 34. A new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another as I have loved you, that ye also love one another.
A new commandment I give unto you. Is this something like foreign to the rest of the Bible? Like, is this something that was never spoken of before this verse? No, like what you're seeing in this commandment is a summary. It's a summary of everything else that we've been taught to do and how we're supposed to deal with each other. A new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another as I have loved you. How did Christ love us? How does the Most High love us? He loves us according to these scriptures. He loves us according to these laws, statutes, and commandments. Because that's what love is. Love is keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. You see what I'm saying? Love is showing mercy and having compassion for your brothers and sisters. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead, you move back. So the Most High is saying, and Christ is saying, a new commandment I give you, that you love one another as I have loved you. That's the way Christ died for us. You see what I'm saying? Christ died for the nation of Israel so that we can come back to the Most High and do what we're supposed to do. Like, that's the love he showed us. So he actually did something. He didn't just say it out of his mouth. He performed an action. You see what I'm saying? And this is the same. This, for every Christian out here, you're called a Christian because you're supposed to be following Christ. So if you're supposed to be following Christ, here's the example. Christ died for us, you feel me? Christ had mercy upon his people. Christ showed compassion for his people. What are you doing? If you're not doing what Christ did, you feel me? Who are you serving? What God are you serving? You're serving Caesar Borgia. That's what you're serving. You're serving the white God. You feel me? Which is a homosexual, lustful bastard. You see what I'm saying? That's who you serve.
You're absolutely right. Like you brought out before, Christ said, if you can do it if you have done it for him, like how you would treat Christ, if Christ would be right in front of you, you treat your brother also like that.
Come. And that's how we're supposed to be as a nation. A lot of times, like you see, if you ever see one of our black politicians, they get on TV or something like that, they make it seem like they for the people in front of the cameras. When the cameras are rolling, it's like they speak like they in the hood. They speak like they down with the people. They speak like they know the issues of the hood. But then when you see them in real life, and you kind of catch their vibe, you know that they hate you. Like they have no love for you. You see what I'm saying? It's so pompous. Like you're beneath me. Stay there. Stay in your place, W. Like that's how they come off to us. But the thing is like if you're supposed to be so God fearing, you see what I'm saying? Like you're supposed to love us the same way that Christ loves us. You see what I'm saying? That's what a leader's job is to do. A leader should be the one that's on the battlefield first. A leader should be the one that's out front protecting the people. You see what I'm saying? Why am I saying this? Because Christ did it. You see what I'm saying? Christ did that. Christ didn't say, hey, which one of you are the least disciple right here? You feel me? You take the least disciple and you go up and get sacrificed. That's not what Christ did. Christ did it himself. You see what I'm saying? As a leader, as a true leader of black people, you got to be willing to serve. You feel me? You got to be willing to put your people before yourself. You got to be willing to sacrifice yourself. Why am I saying this? Because Christ did it. And even though that sounds simple enough, you feel me? There's so many of our leaders who don't have a concept of this. They think leadership is about taking money and putting people under your foot. You see what I'm saying? And stomping on them. Goodbye.
Con, you're absolutely right. Christ put himself in a position as a servant.
Come. Like if Christ can serve, who the hell are you not to? You see what I'm saying? If I could, let me go to 1 John. 1 John, what's that? 3 and 15. We're gonna start in 3 and 15. All these what we're hearing tonight is coming directly out of Scripture. These are not opinions. This is facts. Not only throughout society, but these are the words of the Most High. So a lot of times, like we have people that come up against us because it makes it seem like, we're speaking so much ill will, we're so hateful. But truly, the things that we're saying is out of love, you feel me? Because we tired of seeing our brothers and sisters get killed. You see what I'm saying? Like we tired of, our people organizing marches to march because a brother got his back beat in for no reason. Like we tired of it. So we actually on the forefront saying, listen, we got to come back and serve the Most High and get our protection. But because we're doing something, and the Christian pastors, they feel like we're going to take that money out of their pocket. You feel me? It's called propaganda. You feel me? That's why, like, as soon as you hear he's an Israelite, the first thing that pops in the person's mind is he beats his woman. He's a wife beater. Them niggas is aggressive. You know, look at them. You know, they don't respect women. No, we love women here. You see what I'm saying? Like, we love women. We love women so much that we don't treat them like children. How do we not treat them like children? We tell them the truth. You see what I'm saying? When they do wrong, we tell them. You see what I'm saying? A woman will get checked here just as well as a man. You feel me? But I'm not going to have her sitting and feeling like she's a queen and she's the biggest bitch on the face of the earth. That's not going to happen. You see what I'm saying? Like, we check our women not because we hate them. We check our women because we love them. You see what I'm saying? And her actions could be causing her to lose her life. You see what I'm saying? That's why we get our houses in order. You see what I'm saying? But these fake pastors and these false, they false prophets. That's what they are. They'll tell you that, you know, the woman runs the man. You know, that's what they always say. What is it? Happy wife, happy life. Are you serious? Are you serious? Like, happy wife, happy life. That means that even when your woman's wrong, don't make her feel like she's wrong. Talk to her soft. Talk to her sweet and gentle. You feel me? Like, she's being a bitch and she's cursing at you, she smacked you a few times. Brother, walk away. You see what I'm saying? Like, are you serious? So I can't check my woman? You see what I'm saying? Without being a raging lunatic? That's when you hear Israelite, that's what you, like, that's what people see. Or when they hear you're an Israelite, that's the first thing they, especially from women. If a woman hears that I'm an Israelite, so do you beat women? I've had women ask me this. Do you beat women? And for the record, no, we do not. You feel me? Let's set the record straight. You feel me? We do not beat women. You know why? Because we're taught how to keep our women in check. You're going to have issues and stuff like that. But there's a way that you go about it. You don't have to put your hands on no woman. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, you're not to allow your woman to usurp any authority over you either.
Exactly. The scriptures say, can two walk together unless agreed? If she's not in agreement with keeping the commandments with you, and you're supposed to be a righteous man, it will be misery anyway.
Absolutely. Damn right. You know, and it's like, what about the man? Happy wife, happy life. Well, goddamn, what about me? Am I not supposed to be enjoying a marriage with my wife? You see what I'm saying? Like, do I gotta turn the cheek while she be the biggest hoe out here? You feel me? She got all these male friends on her job and stuff like that. These niggas bringing her home, giving her rides to and from work. You feel me? But I'm supposed to smile and say, "Hey, baby," rub her feet, make her dinner. You see what I'm saying? No, that's not the kind of man that the Most High is raising. You see what I'm saying? And truth be told, don't no woman like no brother like that anyway. You see what I'm saying? It's weak and it's soft. You feel me? It's a vessel of white supremacy. You see what I'm saying? They do that because they hate their women. You see what I'm saying? That's their way of getting their woman out of the picture. You know, like when you love something, you feel me? You in it. Take a child. When you love your child, you in that grill. You feel me? Like, oh, you better not do that. Girl, what you doing? What you wearing? You see what I'm saying? You're doing that because you love them. You're not doing that because you hate them. But guess what? When you got a daughter and your daughter is shorts and you can see everything that God gave her, if you don't say nothing to her, what does that mean? What does that say about you? It says you do not love your daughter. If your son out here, he's wearing tutus, you feel me? And you don't say nothing, what does that tell you? You hate your son. So why would it be different from my woman? You think I'm gonna let my woman come out the house wearing anything and don't say nothing to her? It should be to the point where though, if she even look, he gonna say something about this. That's how it goes. Maybe I should think twice about this. That's how it works. You see what I'm saying? And women love that. You see what I'm saying? That lets a woman know that you're there for them. You see what I'm saying? When a woman can do whatever she want to do under the sun, she's not happy. Even though she's portraying to be happy, she's not happy. You see what I'm saying? She's looking for the man that's going to tell her, you're not going to do that. You are going to shut your mouth. You feel me? Now I ain't your father, but I'm your husband, and not come before him too. You feel me? You better always remember that. You feel me? Like a woman wants that. You see what I'm saying? And that's what the Most High has called us to be. But not getting off topic, you know. Question? A woman making her husband happy is being a helpmate. You feel me? Like us as black men, Hispanics, Native Americans, we are called to do the Most High's work. We're called to serve the Most High. You feel me? So when that woman can assist that man in serving the Lord, you feel me? That's when she's doing what she's supposed to do. You see what I'm saying? Like we got to come to class. You know, we may have to travel from city to city. You see what I'm saying? Like that woman hold us down. You see what I'm saying? Like she ain't, it's going to get lonesome at times. You see what I'm saying? But realizing that my husband is out here doing the Lord's work. You see what I'm saying? Taking honor and actually cooking him a meal. You see what I'm saying? Like not cooking him a meal begrudgingly. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I got this nigga again. You feel me? Like take pride in that. You see what I'm saying? Like make your man not want to leave the house. Make your man after camp want to say, all right, brothers, I gotta go home to my woman. Like be that type of woman. You see what I'm saying? Like make his life as easy as possible for him. You see what I'm saying? And what women will find out is when women are gentle and delicate and they act the way a woman should act according to these scriptures, not only will a man take life, he'll give his life for her. You see what I'm saying? Like a woman is the greatest gift to a man. Like the scriptures say, her value is far above rubies and all these different diamonds and stuff like that. Like a woman's worth is more than all of that. Why? Because truly life and death lies in her tongue. You feel me? Like you could be the type of sister that speak to a brother that make that brother feel like he do everything under the sun. Or you can be that sister to tear him down and have him feeling like, God damn, who did I marry? You feel me? Like this is the Loch Ness monster for real. You see what I'm saying? So being a helpmate is pretty much paying attention to your husband and allowing him to be the man he's supposed to be, and you helping him with that. You see what I'm saying? You got the scripture, 1 John 3 and 15. Go good show.
Come on.
Awesome.
1 John 3 and 15. Whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer.
Whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer. That whosoever is a strong word, you feel me? That whosoever is not talking about every man upon the face of the earth. That whosoever is talking about your fellow brother who is an Israelite. That whosoever is that who that is.
Acts 2 and 21.
Acts 2 and 21. Whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer. So like, do you gotta kill your brother to be a murderer? The scripture is saying, whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer. Keep on.
May I say something? And you so right about that. You don't have, if you're going to kill your brother, you don't have to kill him by physically putting your hands on him. You can kill him by not showing him the love that Christ would show you.
Kind of walk on. And that's why the scriptures are saying that. Whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer. Keep on. Come the show.
Con. And ye know that no murderer hath eternal life abiding in him.
And you know that no murderer had eternal life abiding in him. Like, a murderer is someone who just seeks to kill. You see what I'm saying? Like, you seek to destroy things, and a lot of times you don't have a reason for it. You feel me? You have no discipline. You have no compassion. You feel me? That's how can you obtain eternal life if you want to murder everything? You feel me? Like, it's a difference between defending yourself. But a murderer, how can you, like, there is no eternal life abiding in him. He wants to kill. You see what I'm saying? You hating your brother for no reason, you're a murderer. How can eternal life be spewing from you when you hating it for no reason? You see what I'm saying? Like, you hating your brother for what? Like, why are you mad? Like you mad because I got something you ain't got? Do you know what I had to do to get here? Do you know the troubles or the trials that I had to get here? You see what I'm saying? You hating because, whatever reason. Sisters hating each other for what? Because your hair longer than hers? Because y'all got on the same shirt, you hate her? You see what I'm saying? Like, what's the point of that? You're a murderer. It's in your core. You see what I'm saying? It's something about you that wants to destroy your own people. You see what I'm saying? That's why the Christian church is a vessel for white supremacy. Because who else is a murderer? The white man. The white man is a goddamn murderer. You see what I'm saying? He is the murderer on the earth. You feel me? Like, we just had a class where we went over Cain and Abel. Cain killed Abel. He's a murderer. He killed Abel because he didn't do what he was supposed to do. He didn't kill Abel because Abel offended him. He killed Abel because Abel did something, and because he didn't follow direction, he got mad and killed his brother. He's a murderer. He hated his brother for no reason. That's why the scripture is saying, hate your brother, you are a murderer. There's no eternal life abiding in you. Look at verse 16, Brother Michelle.
Con. 1 John 3:16. Hereby perceive we the love of God, because he laid down his life for us, and we ought to lay down our lives for the brethren.
We ought to lay down our lives for the brethren. Like, we supposed to be the ones. Like, it's a song. Take ground. Take ground. And one of the lyrics is a let me rewind it back. He say, when my niggas start the argument, so it's gonna be about who gonna bite the bullet. And it's so true. You see what I'm saying? Like, we have rank and order in here, you feel me? But if brothers are going to argue, it's gonna be, man, I'm taking that bullet for you. No, yo, I'm gonna take it for you. No, my nigga, I'm good. I'm gonna take this bullet for you. That's what we argue over, you feel me? You see what I'm saying? Like, that's because we're willing to lay down our lives for our brother. You see what I'm saying? Like, every time we go to camp, we're sacrificing. You see what I'm saying? Like, we don't go to camp. I believe I heard General Mahaiman say it once. He said, go to camp and expect not to return home.
Exactly.
And that's real. You see what I'm saying? Because it's so many, so like, yeah, I heard General Mahaiman, he brought out a heavy point. He said, when we go to camp with the idea that you're not coming back home. You see what I'm saying? That's a real sacrifice. Like, the protocols in the Isupk and the way we get down there, it's not just for show. You see what I'm saying? It's because it saved lives. You see what I'm saying? It protects us. Like, we go on the streets and we're telling the white man to his face he's the devil. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people can't stomach that. People can do anything under the sun. You feel me? So at any point, it can always get real. So when we go to camp, you got to go to camp with a clear mind. You can't go to camp thinking about, when I get out of here, I'm going to be doing X, Y, and Z. No, you need to be focused on camp, you feel me? Because this is where it could all end. You see what I'm saying? And like, that's the beauty of who we are in the Isupk. We not doing this. Like, when we go to camp, a lot of us got ribs. A lot of us got kids. Like we could be at the amusement parks. We could be doing, laying up, especially in the wintertime, laying up under the fireplace and all this stuff. You feel me? Like we can all be doing that. But we say, you know what? Our brothers are down across the earth are dying right now. They in pain. Let's go out there and give the word of God to them. You see what I'm saying? So that they can return back to the Most High. But
You absolutely right, especially commanding General Yohana and General Mahina. Like he said, when you go to camp, expect not to return, because a lot of people that's looking on the outside don't realize this. It's sweet in our mouth when we say, yeah, we going to camp, we going to do this and speak about this. But the reality is bitter, because guess what? You might not make it home. Something could pop off, and it's for you to lay your life down for your brother, just like Christ laid his life down for the disciples. You might not even see the next light of day, because that's how hard this work in the truth is.
Come. Absolutely. And that's why discipline and protocol is so important. You see, so it's so important to get out of your own emotions. It's so important to remove yourself from what we're doing here. You see what I'm saying? Like, it don't matter what I think. Like, what I feel do not matter. You know what matters? That order I'm going to follow. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to follow that order to a T, and I'm going to get it done. That's what matters. You see what I'm saying? Because without protocol, without the correct order, people's lives get lost. You see what I'm saying? This is why the Isupk operates the way we operate. This what separates us from everybody on the face of the earth. That's why we say we're not affiliated with any other Israelite groups. You see what I'm saying? Because when we at camp and somebody say something to me, nobody, but guess what? I'm orders. You see what I'm saying? If I get the word to stand down, guess what? I'm standing down. It's just as simple as that. But this is the discipline of the Isupk. Any more on that, Brother Bishop? Verse 17.
1 John 3:17. But whoso hath the world's good and setteth his brother have need, and shutteth up his bowels of compassion from him, how dwelleth the love of God in him?
Right, like it say, but whosoever have this world's good, like you doing good right now, have need. Like you see your brother struggling and you got it. How could you not look out for your brother? Like, how could you not do what you're supposed to do according to the Most High? You see what I'm saying? Like, and shut up his bowels of compassion from him. To shut up your bowels of compassion is about what you're doing. You're a Christian. That's what Christianity do. About.
Yeah, Khan, you're absolutely right. Shutting up your bowels of compassion. You might as well hate that brother, because if you love your brother so much and you see that he in need, you would go to his aid. You would get up early in the morning and tend to this matter, how to answer that brother call and counsel his family is taken care of.
You feel me? That's how you know the love of God is in. That's what being a brother is about. You see what I'm saying? Being a brother is not saying it in words, you feel me? You be a brother in deed, you see what I'm saying? Like you do this thing. Let me get the next scripture off the shot.
God. 1 John 3:18. My little children, let us love not in word, neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth.
Let us not love in word, neither in tongue. Don't just keep saying this. Don't say, I love you, you my man, you feel me, you my brother. Don't say this, but when that brother have a need, you feel me, it's like, yo, I ain't even got it, you feel me? Like, you may not have it, but goddamn, every time. What happens when you do got it? I ain't sure I'm hurting right now, you feel me? I can't help you out, you see what I'm saying? Like, loving in word and in tongue, you feel me? No, love in deed, you see what I'm saying? Your brother hurting right now, your brother reach out to you for counsel or something like that, you feel me? Go sit with your brother, you feel me? Talk with your brother. Build up, you see what I'm saying? Like, that's what we're commissioned to do. We're not commissioned to be selfish bastards out here. We're commissioned to be selfless. We're commissioned to love that man that's above us and beneath us. You see what I'm saying? To show respect. This is what we're commissioned to do. We've been taught by a man that was a brother to us all. You feel me? Commander General Yahan. You see what I'm saying? And that's why we have righteous leadership, and that's why we love each other. You know why? Because the top. We know they always say, the attitude of the people is a reflection of the leadership. You see what I'm saying? When you see the brotherhood amongst us, that's because the leadership is brotherly. You see what I'm saying? And with that, I'm going to pass this class over to Priest and Officer Gabada.
Excellent class. Also about, what is it, 50? Montezuma, man, I love that class. I love it. Excellent. That show you that, great teachers come from great men. Commander General Yohana, General Mahima, all the generals, captains, officers, and priests above, man, we're going to take the saints of the kingdom is going to take this world. But these are the security announcements. We of the Isupk out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves with the world after 6 months. If a brother or sister has an interest in a particular brother or sister, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months which the brother or the sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. This is the 6 month to 1 year rule. There is no exceptions. And to break those rules, you will end up in council or being kicked out for disobeying the rules that the Most High have set. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers 18:21 and Malachi 3:8-10. Means tenth in the Hebrew in its pronunciation. 10% of every penny of every increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher, priest fund. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Up holy convocations on August the 30th to the 31st. We have the cookout out of headquarters at Hall, New York, which is given by the headquarters up in New York under Commanding General Yohana. In September, we have the Day of Atonement. No, the Day of Atonement is October. In September, we have the memorial of blowing of the trumpets. In September and in October, we have the Day of Atonement. So, remind Akim Akwati to check on social media such as isupk.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for Isupk events and material. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, he is to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirt, pants, headband, or scarf. And with that, we're going to give a one courtesy salute to the teacher of Israel, Amadim Shabbat, Amadim Barak, Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahweh Shah Barak Atah, Yahweh Sar, which means turn, face the sister, sister, please stand. We're going to give a one courtesy salute to the sister. Men of Israel, Amadim Shabbat, Amadim Barak, Yahweh Shamar Al-Asan, Ba'asham Yahweh Shah. Repeat after me, Yahweh, Ba'asham, Salaki. Yahweh, Shamar, Al-Athan, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shah.
Yamata? No, just that. Yamata, which means hands down, class dismissed.